4 years of research, data collection, and writing, reduced to a single word on a Tuesday morning: fail. When that unexpected failing grade finally lands, it feels like a vault door locking on your entire academic future. A master's dissertation supervisor operates with near absolute authority. In the university hierarchy, they hold unilateral power over a student's standing and early career prospects. My supervisor, Dr. Harlow, had published extensively on a specific theoretical framework. My research challenged that framework. I used proper citations and built a careful counterargument, treating it as a standard academic debate. But established faculty often view a strictly data-driven challenge to their life's work as a personal attack. I sat in shock for 24 hours. I had to decide whether to quietly walk away from 4 years of labor or challenge an established professor's judgment. When a supervisor weaponizes their grading power, they create an informational vacuum. The student's actual work is essentially erased, completely overwritten by the supervisor's biased, subjective assessment. The only way out of that vacuum is to stop treating the failing grade as an objective truth and start treating it as a data set that requires verification. I read through Dr. Harlow's official feedback. She cited a deeply flawed methodology and severe gaps in my literature review. Instead of arguing the theory, I decided to run a forensic audit. I took her final failure points and cross-referenced them against the chronological paper trail of our entire year of supervision. This chart tracks the grading criteria. The first contradiction appeared in my inbox. I had concrete written proof from an earlier email where Dr. Harlow explicitly approved the exact methodological choices she was now citing as a failure point. The second contradiction was sitting in my physical files. The literature sources she claimed were missing had actually been included in earlier annotated drafts, and she had marked them as sufficient by her own hand. The audit turned the disagreement from a matter of opinion into a matter of documentation. The supervisor's final grade now contradicted her own written approvals from months prior. Every university has a formal mechanism for challenging a grade. I targeted the specific clause for procedural irregularity. A student complaining about a harsh grade usually gets dismissed, but a student presenting a documented timeline of contradictory grading criteria forces the university to address a structural violation. This evidence triggered a blind review process. My dissertation was rerouted to an external examiner at a completely separate university. The strategic value of a blind review is that it completely scrubs the original supervisor's feedback. The external examiner evaluated my research in total isolation, free from Dr. Harlow's influence and academic ego. Bureaucracy is rigid, but it is also predictable. If you present documentation that matches their internal criteria for an error, the process of correction becomes automatic. The external examiner's assessment came back: distinction. In her written comments, the examiner specifically praised my methodological approach and my engagement with the literature. She validated the exact elements Dr. Harlow had attempted to fail. The university's formal review overturned the failing grade and officially awarded the distinction. Dr. Harlow's marking practices were flagged for internal investigation. The work eventually reached a wider audience. 2 published papers in the field later cited the dissertation's findings, confirming that the research met the professional standards the supervisor had originally claimed were missing. Institutional rules only protect you if you have the proof to trigger them. Save every email, retain every annotated draft, and log every meeting note. Meticulous documentation is the only reliable defense against the abuse of authority.